you take your basil that you get and you chop it up, kind of real small, and you'll put it in sauce. And you put it in an ice cube tray. And this is an ice cube tray you're only going to use for herbs. And cover it with oil. I choose to use olive oil. You fill that ice cube tray, you got your herbs in there, you fill it with the oil, and you put it in the freezer. The next day, about 24 hours. Next day, you go and you pop them out of there, they're little cubes, and you put them in a Ziploc bag. And then when you go to do a pasta sauce or a soup, you just throw it in there, and you get fresh flavor. Because basil will lose a lot of flavor in the dry process.
Cathy, you leave that in your freezer too. You put it in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah, you put it back in the freezer. Sorry. Yeah, you put it in a Ziploc bag, and then you label it, and you put it back in the freezer. And you can pretty much do that with all your herbs. And then you can do a combination. You can get in and do basil, and you can do oregano. And I had more pots like this, but I sold them at the market. So I had all kinds of herbs in other pots. But like I said, try to deal with salmon, with fish, fish,
Really?
dill, put it in a dip. You can take dill and put it in a dip. You can use it in your pickles. Excellent. It's excellent. Rosemary. My son, he is the pickiest creature on the face of this earth. I take a red potato, usually any potato, but I like to do the red bliss potatoes, quarter them. Leave skins on, you just scrub them up with a quarter them. Put them on a cookie sheet, throw some baby carrots in there, drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil, and then you add, I use kosher salt, fresh cracked pepper, paprika, and then lots of rosemary. And he will absolutely devour the carrots, and that's the only way he will touch a carrot. I can't ever make enough. If I make a full sheet pan, it's not enough. And they're almost fried, but they're all done in the oven. And I use the olive oil. You can use canola. You can use corn oil, because I like the little bit of flavor you get from the olive oil. That's what I do. Toward the end of that cooking time, put your oven on like 425 if you want to roast your vegetables that way. The last 10, 15 minutes of cooking time, throw some squash on there. Any kind of vegetable, just throw it on there. You could do turnips, you could do beets. I've heard of people doing beets. I haven't had roasted beets, but everybody keeps telling me I've got to have roasted beet salad or beet chips. But just when you use the herbs, you can cut back on salt, especially a lot of us are having problems with high blood pressure. You get more flavor from it, so you don't need as much salt. And herbs, they don't take up much space. A little bit of space, and you can be growing all these herbs here. It doesn't take much. And they're a Mediterranean herb, most of them. Rocky soil that won't grow anything else, these will grow. These will grow. And you can use them, and I'll let Ace talk here in a minute, but you can do some body scrubs, you can do, Ace has us some herbal tea, everybody's going to get a sample. He's going to get up here and talk about that. What are you using that tea?
In that particular tea is spearmint, red clover. What's it? There's something.
I don't know, but it's good.
We used a very light base of an orange pico blend, but it was mostly just to get that.
And one more thing, it doesn't really fall into the herb category, but in health-wise, if any of you have a lot of allergies, and I know I'm trying to promote the farmer's market, I'm trying to help the market itself and the people that come to the market, but I want to help people too. If you have allergies, if you have children who have allergies, buy local honey. Make them tea using local honey, because the bees, the pollen that you're allergic to, the bees are eating and digesting and making into the honey. So it's like going to the doctor and getting all those allergy shots. Now, it's not the same as, and I'm not saying if your child's taking allergy shots to quit. I'm just saying it's better off if you have allergies to use a honey that's local to your area. It's Dr. Silver, have you ever heard anything to that effect? honeys.
Section.
Yeah. So, if you can use your local honeys,
I'm thinking of mine, unless it is one.
it's just, why not buy local? Why not help out your neighbors and the people, and keep it in Scott County?